Hi Virgo, and welcome to your May 2020 general reading. So I hope wherever you are, this finds you well and happy and as safe as you can be. I already pulled your cards, Virgo, and the reason is I set a day aside, and every video is taking about 2 hours to upload, and so by pulling the cards, I could sort of do a little bit of reflection. A lot of people don't like me reading that way, but I've sort of had to do what I've had to do. So your additional guidance card is between worlds. It's like you've got one foot in both worlds here. So I love the fact that your head and your heart are going towards this very, very colourful, very creative world. But you've got one foot still in this world that's grey and sort of old. It's almost like what we're going through at a global level. This idea that we're moving towards a new way of living. But you're right in the middle of both of them. I actually quite like this card as a rule. But there's definitely a feeling of maybe stepping through, but a feeling that you're not fully there yet. I don't know if anyone's fully there yet. So what have we got here? Already your challenge is the Lover's card, which is obviously some sort of relationship dynamic. So I'm going to start right at the beginning. King of Cups and the Fool behind you. So the Fool is that 0 point. Quite a carefree energy, the Fool. Ready to move forward. So ready to move very, very much into this brand new world. So moving towards something. Yeah, it is the 0 point. So to get to the 0 point means that there must have been a lot of, maybe some of you, especially the ones who've been in isolation, have been doing quite a lot of inner work. So getting ready, leaving the past behind, processing, ready to start again. It's with the King of Cups, which is either going to be you or someone else, okay? So traditionally a water sign, but doesn't have to be. Some sort of new beginning, maybe on an emotional level. What I worked out, Virgo, you've got a lot of cards of being emotionally, potentially in quite a good place, actually. You end in Temperance. The High Priestess is your soul card. So all of these are about floating or being above the water. So not drowning. So there's a lot of emotional, or the potential to access a lot of emotional stability. So that calm in the middle of a storm, and being calm in the middle of a storm is absolutely remarkable. And it's sort of, I always think the higher energy of Virgo is about integrity, and there's an awful lot of integrity in this reading. I mean, what you're looking for is the 9 of Cups. There's a funny old feeling there, isn't there, that wanting to rejoice. Yeah, wanting to share your cups, wanting to celebrate, wanting to sort of bring your energy forward and expand and celebrate. Now, what's helping you get that is the Chariot card. So there's definitely movement here, and that shows really clearly that your head, it's like your head's in this new world. And I almost just want to push the bird right through it. But trying to push things is not what emotional peace is it? So learning just to be with what is, really, is what the King of Cups is about. So the Chariot as the gift is an awful lot of movement. It's a vehicle. So tell me more about the gift, please. Oh, it's with the wheel. Fortuna, goddess of good fortune. She's particularly rules Venus issues. So Venus is about love, It's about prosperity. Something turning around for you. And I'm not sure what's turning around. In your money and work, you've got your head down. You're working through the night. You're working to master something. Because he's already got all these pentacles and he's working on his pentacles. So quite often I find this the master card. So sometimes having to work during the day and work at night. So studying, putting your head down. And I don't know if that's where the wheel's turning. So how is the wheel turning? Tell me how the wheel's turning, please. Because, yeah, 2 of Pentacles. So a lot of juggling. And that's what the 8 of Pentacles tends to show up as. It tends to show up if someone's trying to master something in the material realm. And because the 2 of Pentacles is there, I had a feeling that some of you might be, so maybe working, but learning some mastery of something, which is fantastic, Virgo, because the more ways we have of making a living and the more ways we have of looking after our pentacles, the better. Okay? And a lot of us are being challenged to move beyond the norm, to expand ourselves, to really master our craft. And the challenge is the Lover's card. And I'm not sure. You've got the Strength card showing up in your relationship energy. Now, this can manifest in a few different ways. This might be you, or it might be someone else. If it's someone else, you're dealing with someone who I call he or she holds a lot of her energy back. See, she's got control of the Lion card. So you might be dealing with someone who's controlling a lot of their impulses, particularly their impulse around sexuality and desire. Or it might be you, Virgo. Maybe you're sort of holding yourself back. And what you're looking at is this between worlds, moving forward to a new chapter. Tell me why the Strength card is showing up here, please. Ace of Swords, okay? So the aces are always about clarity, vision, sight, being in the truth. I think some of you are either, because she's got control of the lion. So imagine a lion as our desires, our sexual nature, and she's taking control of it. And I think some of you might be turning your back on someone. Some of you someone might be doing this to you, or some of you are doing a lot of work around your sexual energy, by the way. And don't laugh, because it's being, you know, as we channel our sexual energy, we have more energy to cultivate, to put into different energies, into our work or into our career. There's some sort of clarity came through around a relationship. Can you tell me another card here? I'm really not sure what this is about. It's a very unusual card to show up here, unless you're dealing with a Leo, that is. I've got a feeling either you're holding back your energy or someone else is, because you've got the 7 of Cups, which is a lot of confusion, not being able to clearly see what's real, what's not real. If whatever this lover's energy is about, is it going to go anywhere? The 7 of Cups is a card of brain fog. And the fog gives a specific purpose and there's a reason for it. It tends to come along so we can clarify what we want in our lives. We can clarify what we're looking for. So no card is ultimately negative. And in a strange way, no card is ultimately positive. But there's a blurring of the lines going on here. Okay, hold on a minute. So tell me more what's happening in Virgo's relationships. It's very, I think you're dealing with someone who might be holding their energy back. Yeah, because you feel you're going round and round in circles. Okay. What's the solution to this then? The Empress. So being in the heart. Now, when the Empress appears quite often in a reading, what I say to people, the Empress is everything you can touch and you can see and you can feel. It's a really, really good way to deal with what's not clear and if someone's holding their energy back, because it's only being in relationship with what's in front of you. Because sometimes we live in the never never, or we get confused. What the Empress is the advice. How I follow the Empress is, if I only deal with the hard facts, I always only deal with what's stable and secure and in front of me, and that's it. So I don't allow myself to go into vagueness. And some of you might be holding your energy back, and the advice is to hold your energy back until this love is in your hand. So until it's came out of the abstract and the never never into the here and now. So really, really, your advice here is to focus on what you can control, which is always the Pentacle energy. And it's a hard one because people often feel I've got no control over the Pentacle energy, and there's obviously some truth in that. But we can control mastering new skills. We can control mastering new avenues of business, new potentials. Because there's something a little bit confusing in your relationship dynamics. When the Strength card appears, because I actually love the Strength card, unless it's a Leo, you're dealing with someone who holds back on what they feel, because they're keeping the lion down. So the lion would be about their true desires, their instincts, but they might not be acting on it. And unless you can see and you can touch and you can feel it, Virgo, my advice is to not give it any time. And I know that's easier said than done because our mind sometimes takes us around repetitive circles, but we can work with it. It's all about focus and concentration. That was very, very interesting. Sorry. Soul position, you've got the High Priestess. So again, being in your depths, a very, very yin card. It's all about the unconscious mind, but very, very much about it's a very strong manifesting card, the High Priestess, and it's right under the Lover's card, which is very interesting. So a lot of people say that we have the power within us to change all circumstances. I've already given you a bit of advice about how I deal with those cards, just being in the here and now. But little affirmations about bringing love towards you and bringing what you want towards you would be very, 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 very good at this time, because it's like planting seeds into the deep unconscious, and those seeds always grow when the time is right. Because dealing with someone who's in the Strength card is not easy, actually. Because you can know the truth, and that person can be completely blocking all that energy of wanting to move towards. Or again, this could be you, and what you're doing is managing your energy so you can put it into your words, cultivate your soul energy, and allowing the Lover's card to take it. Yeah, it's with the Ace of Cups. So it's almost like there's this love energy. I think I had this reading for you last month, and maybe these are a little bit separate, sometimes when that strength card shows up, I tend to feel it's you're dealing with someone who's just not going there at the moment. Okay, always incredibly hard to deal with, Virgo, but let me carry on. The Temperance card is the outcome. It says Sagittarius. Again, you're floating in water, so you're keeping yourself very much, you're keeping yourself emotionally balanced. It's the middle path. It's my Buddha card, which is no extremities of behavior, which I feel that you're managing really well. So anything after this Temperance card, I'm a little bit intrigued with what's going on here. You get the Seven of Wands, which is very, very much like the Strength card. If you're dealing with a little bit of an emotional withholder, I don't particularly like that word, but I haven't got a better word to use really. But what's Virgo doing here? So you're the King of Cups. Who's the other person then? Who's the other person towards Virgo? So they're the Eight of Cups, which means you're dealing with someone who's not quite where you want them to be yet. And the connecting card is a Ten of Cups. So someone who's the Eight of Cups is someone who's searching for the Ten of Cups. It's that simple. Because no matter, if we're trying to manifest £1 million, our soulmate, it's a Ten of Cups we're all looking for. Happiness. We're all looking for happiness, Virgo. So you're dealing with someone who is in between worlds, basically. And that's what I felt when I seen that Strength card. It's a bit like, and it's not a great word. I had no other word to use than withholder. But maybe not being totally forthcoming in what's really going on for them. So you might be having to deal with someone, Virgo, and they're the one who's in process. So leaving behind what was and heading towards this Ten of Cups, which is the card that connects the both of you. You know what, Virgo? And I really mean this. I wish you so much happiness. With every single part of me, I wish you this happiness, because I sort of feel I've been doing this reading for a good couple of months for you. It's really, really hard, actually maybe even longer, to tell you the truth. But I stopped reading for a while. It's very, very hard to deal with someone who's holding back their energy. I mean, you've got this remarkable emotional integrity, accepting what is, being all regal. I mean, look at your emotions. But the other person's here, which means they know that they're not fulfilled, or there's something going on here. But what the card that connects you is the 10. And in the ancient myths of the tarot, he goes into this journey in the Eight of Cups, and then he connects with the 9, his wish fulfillment, and then they connect in the 10. Okay? There seems to be a force of love that's bringing you together. But you're right in the Between the Worlds card. And please don't shout at me, Virgo. I just literally feel I can absolutely do nothing. I can't push destiny, by the way. And neither can any of us. And you're dealing with someone who's in a process here. And when you're dealing with someone in a process, we just have to keep as much emotional calm and regalness and integrity as we can until they work through what they're working through. And you trust this 10 of Cups which is the universal decision card, most powerful card in the deck, because it can't be overturned, overthrown. But you're right in it. Yeah. And I think there's some people watching this and going, yeah, I am. And I don't know what it is, but I have this incredible desire to see you happy. Okay? And I really mean that. And blessed be, keep your head above water, allow the process to happen, trust, have faith. If you can't see it and you can't touch it, Virgo, don't waste your precious energy going round and round in your head, because you won't get any solutions there. When you're in your heart, the right thing always happens. And sometimes the right thing is they keep walking. But the Ten of Cups is the card that's connecting the both of you, which is the feeling that happiness can be attained in this situation. So much love, Virgo. Okay, and I hope to be doing mid-months. I'll do all I can. Okay, much love. Bye.